In past ages, the avatar's appearance has been associated with one area or people of the world. In this age, however, Meher Baba says the awakening resulting from his incarnation will be universal, and all will come to feel and know of it. In order to bring this about, Meher Baba travelled extensively, and in 1931, after having firmly established life at Mehrabad, he went for the first time to the West.
This is Sri Sadhguru Meher Baba, who has not spoken one word for 7 years. I will ask him a few questions to which he will reply by means of his alphabet board. What is your mission? To help people to realize the truth in every phase of life and to make brotherhood a practical fact. Why have you especially come to America? Because there is greater energy in America than elsewhere, but most of this energy is misdirected. I intend to direct it into suitable, creative, and spiritual channels.
Sri Meher Baba has come from India with a message to the West. He does not convey this message by speaking, but by his mere presence. When he wishes to communicate with people, he uses this board and points to the letters on it. My object in coming to the West is not with the intention of establishing new creeds or spiritual societies and organizations. I see the structure of all the great religions of the world tottering. The West is more inclined towards the material side of things. I intend to bring together all religions and cults like beads on one string and revitalize them for individual and collective needs.
Although while in the West he did give a few interviews to the press, in general he avoided publicity and crowds, contacting a few people instead who would become his lifelong disciples. Back in India, life with Meher Baba was never static. Those around him were constantly undergoing change and being pushed to their limits. In addition to the need to keep up with his grueling pace, his followers were also faced with trying to fathom Meher Baba's assertion that he is God in human form. Meher Baba's sister, Mani, explains.
Yes, I'm Baba's only sister, and ever since I remembering anything, I knew Baba was God, and he was my brother. In this Advent, it's very heartening, very heartwarming to know that all the relatives, all the colony of relatives, have recognized Baba as the Ancient One. But my father was the one who really knew from the first. For my mother, it was difficult to accept for a time because she loved him very much as her son, and she found it very hard to give him up to the world.
Meher Baba was equally at home with the poor, the well-to-do, villagers, Easterners, Westerners, people from every background, culture, religion, and walk of life. But it was not the crowds he was interested in so much as the few individuals, and these few gathered and lived around him like members of one family in the intimate setting that he enjoyed. With their assistance, he embarked on decades of effort to contact and spiritually assist the God-intoxicated souls that are largely found only in India. Souls who have become so intoxicated with love for God that they are rendered oblivious to worldly surroundings, lost as they are in the inner realms of their spiritual journey. Travelling by train, car, bullock cart or on foot, Meher Baba contacted more than 20,000 of these souls in all parts of the subcontinent. He bathed them, fed them, clothed them, and bowed down to them, giving them the necessary spiritual push to set them on their way. In 1949, while still involved in this work with the God-intoxicated souls, Meher Baba embarked on a new phase which he called the New Life. This new life comprised all of the elements of life with Meher Baba, with the major alteration that he would travel with his followers throughout India begging for food on foot. An additional condition was that all hardships had to be faced with 100% cheerfulness. Meher Baba and his companions covered vast areas of India, walking and begging. This period of the new life lasted just over 2 years. About it, Meher Baba said, "This new life is endless, and even after my physical death, it will be kept alive by those who live the life of complete renunciation of falsehood, lies, hatred, anger, greed, and lust, and who, to accomplish this, do no lustful actions, do no harm to anyone, do no backbiting, do not seek material possessions or power, who accept no homage, neither covet honour, nor shun disgrace, and fear no one and nothing, and by those who rely wholly and solely on God, and who love God purely for the sake of loving." Although many of his explanations are grounded in the ancient traditions of the East, there's not much of what one might expect in terms of traditional religion or spiritual practices around Meher Baba. There is no meditation, initiations, membership, special diets, rituals or dress. There is no course of study or body of literature that has to be read and mastered. There is no damnation, nor need to be saved, as everyone, by their very existence, is already saved. There are no religious hierarchies, priestly intercession, organizations, or communities of worship. Meher Baba makes it clear that no one has an exclusive right or inside track to the truth, as we are all equally one with it. He says he hasn't come to establish anything new, but to knock off the rust of dogma that religious ceremonies and rituals have encrusted around the kernel of the truth. He always stressed that the only thing God values is love. God does not listen to the language of the tongue, Meher Baba says. God does not listen to the language of the mind. God only listens to the language of the heart, which is love.